Hello and welcome to this Weebly tutorial. My name's Leo Birch from Leo Birch Computer Training, and I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the page editor window, which we're looking at now, around here and here, and the canvas where we have the preview of the web page. And I'm also going to show you a couple of other things as well. So how to change the background. This is the background picture here. And I'm also going to show you how to use the title element to bring a title on top of the background and change the color and size of it as well. But the first thing we need to know about when we get started with Weebly is what the different aspects of the page editor do and what they're called. So over on the left hand side here we have what's called the elements, and these array of tiles that you can see here can all be dragged across to the canvas on the right here to create different types of titles, images, slideshows, maps, and we can even create our own code as well if we need to do something special with the website that Weebly can't provide us with. Across the top here, in this little menu along here, we have other settings too which we can use. Most of the time we're going to be using the build setting, but occasionally we have to add or remove a new page and change aspects that relate to pages here. So first of all, let's have a look at this background here. Now, if I move it up the page a little bit, and you can see my pointer here, and I click right about here, what happens is we get a new menu come up. And what we're looking at here, in this case, is editing the background. So you just want to change that image there. So I click on that. Now I click on Replace. And this screen that comes up here, you see it says upload from your computer. If I wanted to choose an image that was stored on my computer, I would use this. However, what we're going to do today is we're going to close this little window, and behind it we have an array of images that are stock images that Weebly has. And these are great images to start practicing with. They also organized into different categories here. I always like the nature category, so I'm going to click on nature. I'm just going to have a look through here to find an image which I like. Okay, I like the look of this one, so I click on here. You'll notice a tick comes up here, and we get a preview in the background of what it's going to look like. Next step is to click Select. Now, this is what the image looks like at the moment. It gives us a preview. We can move the image up or down depending on what we want to focus on the actual site itself. Now that can be adjusted later on depending on how it looks. Don't worry too much about the little categories down here. If we're happy with this, we have to click on Save, and it will bring us back into the page editor, and you can see we've got this nice new background. The other thing I was going to show you today was how to introduce a title element. So I just have to go over here to where it says Title, and I click, hold, and drag, and you can see that very thin blue line. That indicates where the element, where the title is going to be placed. I let go, and we can see here it says click here to edit, so I just have to click on it. And don't forget that you actually have to select that and then overtype it, because when you click there and you start editing, that text will stay there unless you select it and type over the top. So I'm just going to put rock climbing. And you'll notice up here, in this area here, let's see if I can get the drawing toolbox working. That's not going to help me today. If I click up here, it brings up this long rectangular black menu. The main things here that we have to focus on are the size, plus and minus to increase and reduce the size of the font, and the color here. So that black looks okay in front of the trees, but let's say I want to change it to another color. I've got all these colors here, and I've also got hex code which I can use here. So pretty much every color that we can think of has a corresponding hex code that we can use. So I'm just going to make it, let's see what white looks like. Oh, I forgot to select it, so I have to select the text, click on that A there, make it white, click away, and there it is. Maybe I want to put it in the center. I can do that here. And what we can do once we've done that is we can actually click on publish up on the top right here. And this is going to give us access to what the website will look like live. So I click that link here. And here it is. Those are the changes. Now close that tab, close that little window there. And that's just some basics. So really, the things